Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
The Atlanta Braves. Well, this one doesn't have anything to do with the write-in game, although there are a little bit of changes in this one. After yesterday's postponement, the game will be made up later in the year, so they're going to end up what's happened. Really, Nola will still go, but the Braves are able to get away from Smith Shawver. I don't think they're disappointed or frustrated with their young pitcher, but they can come back with Bryce Elder here in a very important game, and that looks good for the Braves. The Braves are just a slight favorite, however, here in this one at $1.15, and the total is 8.5 over 15. We'll note, Mindy, that in yesterday's game wasn't too different. Maybe the Phillies were the slight favorite, but not a huge move here with Bryce Elder instead of Smith Shawver. That has moved him to the favorite, though, where yesterday the Phillies were kind of about $1.15 or so.
Yeah, Braves have still won 7 of their last 8. Also have scored 20 in the last 20 runs in the last 3 games here. And then Bryce Elder, I mean, who wouldn't want him on the mound? 1.76 ERA here on the road compared to Nola's at 3.92. Braves still hitting heavy, 5.41 runs per game compared to the Phillies, 4.39. I'm going to go ahead and take the Braves today. On the money line, what do you got it at? Minus about 115?
Yeah. Yep. I've got it. Let's see. What were we doing yesterday? What were we doing? I had the Braves as a premium. I had the Braves as a premium. So
and I think you had it as under, right? Something like that.
I had a premium on the Braves, and I did give out the under. You gave out the Braves, but I think now with this pitching change, that I can come in with you on the Braves. I think is what I feel like doing now with this one. We've got Nola here, certainly, with those struggles that we talked about. That's what I talked about a little bit yesterday. So I want to come in with the Braves with you. Let's see what the chat has to say here in this one. Elder with that 2.6 ERA, certainly better. Looks, a little bit more experience than Smith Shawver. Not by too much, but let's see here what the chat has. All right. Braves money line for Twan. All right. And Luis is on the Braves, Butterscotch, Atlanta. It's all Atlanta here, Mindy. We don't have to go much further, it looks like. Preppy, Bionic. There are no, Nathan. I try to stick to things where I have control. I rarely play a machine. I play regular poker. That's right. And I was up late last night watching the Poker Players Championship. Has anybody been following? There's been a controversy.
Yeah, you have to tell us about the cheating. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, this controversy might be over a little bit. Thomas says Atlanta here, but one player has come in from a Czech player, and he self-admittedly had some tics, maybe some ADHD that makes him a little bit awkward. He's also a very talkative player, but his motions and his mannerisms look like he was touching the cards in certain ways. He has long fingernails, similar to what a guitar player might have, although he's never mentioned it. I watched an hour interview with him yesterday. I've watched several interviews with experienced players and all that, but they were accusing him of making indentations on the cards, possibly, and things like that. And then when players were right next to him, he would get very close to their cards and almost be staring right down at their cards as if to try to differentiate markings on the cards that maybe he had made. But no, nothing's come of it. It's just been very controversial. So,
gotcha.
But the Poker Players Championship concludes today. That's with the elite $50,000 tournament. They play all the games. All right, I'll take the Braves with you, Mindy. Let's take the Braves here today in this one on the road. Big game still. No matter what they say, here the Phillies are still very, very hot. Remember, they've won 13 of the last 16. Atlanta's won 15 of the last 18. We covered a lot of it yesterday. We'll take the Braves today here. The only thing that's changed maybe is that Bryce Elder is pitching. I haven't really looked to see if there's been any lineup change. With it being uh, maybe there's some out, but I haven't seen it yet. There are no lineups out just quite yet, although we are expecting them here momentarily. I would think a couple of them by the end of the show. Philly team total over for CTG. All right, we're underway, and we've got a play on the Atlanta Braves. Thanks, everybody. All right. The Diamondbacks and the Nationals. This is a write-in game. So here's a little bit of trickiness to this one, Mindy. The fact that look, Arizona is by far the better team. In fact, they're one of the hottest teams in the league. We know their offense is on fire. Maybe the best offense going right now. Statistically, maybe not, but if you shorten down the sample size a little bit, right? How hot they are, but they've had to go from Milwaukee into Washington for just this one game, and then they go home. So, you know how the emotions of professional athletes are. It might be easy to overlook this opponent here today, even though it's one of the worst teams in the league. So it's basically, a team that has been very, very dominant with this little bit of travel niche here where it's a day game, right? Let's just get it over with. We can get home, win or lose. We're still 15 games over 500. Diamondbacks here favored 145, 9.5 over 15.
Yeah, Ramon got that win on the show yesterday with the Nationals on the run line, but not going Nationals here today. I'm going to go with Tommy Henry. He's just limited the Guardians to basically 2 runs and 6 hits in his last effort there. And we know Jake Irvin hasn't been, especially good here so far. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Diamondbacks here today and their 5.65 runs of offense. Nationals still struggling to score over 3 runs. That's what they got versus those Cardinals yesterday. So they're still limited on offense there a little bit. Going with the Diamondbacks.
Okay, well, despite my warnings to Mindy, I'm going to just agree with her. I would say a little bit of caution here in this one. Daryl, thank you. Yeah, we'll talk about that big game in just a little bit. Anthony Mule, want to say hello to you as well. Looks like he says been watching the show here.
Nice.
Okay, Darren, let's see. Here's Nathan. He's got the Diamondbacks in this one, first 5. I think that's money line here. Ziggy wants to go over. I saw Ziggy's tweet just come out. I don't know if it's one of his premiums, but here's Arizona team total over for the Scotch lock. He says Irvin's last 6 starts, all opponents have went over the team total. I will mention, though, that Arizona has won the last 5 starts for Henry and Irvin. He mentioned, look, he says Irvin's last 6 starts been getting crushed. He has an 8.17 ERA in his last 6 starts.
Yeah, so that might be
even with this travel that I've cautioned, I'm going to go with Mindy here. We're going to lay this one. You guys also, point to the over, but a lot of sometimes in these. Maybe the one thing I'll say, not to disagree with these guys, these that are going over and talking about Arizona and the travel, just get out of here. But sometimes those games go under, just rushing it through a little bit. All right, Anthony, hello and good morning. Here's Nathan. Nathan says Nationals. Unless you can interpret that, I'm not sure.
No, Nathan said D-cracks, first 5.
Okay.
The Serpentines, yeah. And then he went back to say the Nationals are stinky.
Okay, but there's Andre Glasgow as well. So lots of people on the over. I'm not having any part of it. I know even though Henry has been hot, They've won those last 5 starts. They're 8-2 with Henry, but he still has a 4.5 ERA in those last few starts and a 4.66 ERA overall. So he hasn't been necessarily overwhelming with his stats, but he's up 5.5 units so far in his 10 starts. Pretty darn good. All right, Mindy, we're on 2 plays already today, which is good because we've been clicking. Mindy and I have a little pool, put our money together and bet these games. We're not going to just give them out for free.
It's fun having a betting partner, Ramon. I like it.
Yeah, that's been a life changer for me. And, well, over the last few weeks, we've certainly been running up a pretty good number here. Cashing out. All right, Athletics and Guardians in this one. This is another early start, right in with those other ones at 1 Eastern here. This will be J.P. Sears and Logan Allen in this one. Big favorite here, of course, for the Guardians. But I don't know, these prices are starting to come back down to earth a little bit. Not like the A's are winning anything. Logan Allen's been downright pretty okay. But, Sears, potential. But still the A's back to losing here a little bit. What you got?
Yeah, Cleveland's run line has been a little sketchy, right? 7-18 here. Haven't necessarily taken it to this A's team. And Oakland hits lefties pretty good. 237 batting average, 688 on base percentage here. I think this one's going to go over the total today. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Sears has that 5.23 ERA on the road. Logan Allen, 4.5 at home. Again, we know that this A's team, they're always going to put up at least 3 or 4. We know the Guardians can score at least 3 or 4. So I'm looking for this one to get up over the total here today.
All right, Mindy's on the over in this one with these 2 pitchers. Allen has an ERA of near 5 in his last 4 starts. He's up 4.25 units so far this year for the Guardians. As far as Sears is concerned, a 2.94 ERA in his last 6 starts. Maybe these A's starters have gotten it together a little bit. We know that, Sears, they acquired him for a reason. It's not like he was just some one, an A's pitcher like some of these guys that just needed to come in here. But A's, give them a little many. Out of those last 7 losses, only 5 of them have been by just 1 run, interestingly enough. So I think this is a safe price for me to take the Guardians in this one. I'm going to take them on the money line here on the show. I'm going to give out a big favorite. Hey, try to stop me. There's only 8 games.
Try to stop me.
What am I going to do? They won their last 3 games. I'll take the Guardians minus $1.75. Maybe to go down. I don't know. Anthony says take the A's on the run line. Reno Veljasic. I think I got that. I'm going to say I got that one right. Reno maybe Velocic. Now I'm thinking Velocic, actually.
I think that might be it.
And welcome. Yeah. Let's see here.
A lot of A's there.
Looks really, wow. I'm just going to lay the money line. I'm going to lay the money line.
Nice day.
I'm just fading the chat. Bad news for me. Ziggy on the Athletics. Ron on the Athletics. Jeremy Bryant, Athletics. Hello to Howard. As always, good morning. And Thomas on Oakland. Nathan A's first to 2. Boy, I am the oddball here. Veljasic. I was way off, but great to have you, Reno. And that's what he's going to get called. Reno. Allen. Good to see Allen today. We need him here today with that 3-game WNBA card. And Oakland plus 1.5. Yeah, Cleveland plays close games too because they got no offense, Mindy. But you've got them to score some runs today. And the A's probably as well. So Darren's with me. We're laying $1.75. Maybe that's why everyone's kind of shying away. Don't forget, these are still the Oakland A's. We've lost 7 straight, you guys. Yep. Yeah, funny, Mindy. We are doing a great job in the WNBA, but my premiums, I don't care as long as we're winning here on the show.
Right.
I do care. I want to get them right. But with less games, there's only so many things you can choose from. Here's Cleveland run line for Darren. He's probably got and Fernando says first 5 for the A's. So I'd say the A's are the choice of the chat. I'll go Cleveland, and Mindy is on the over. One more game in that 1 o'clock block, and this one's going to be the Red Sox. This one was a little slow to get that lineup because of the Red Sox pitching plans here in this one. But this is Justin Garza, the 30-year-old. He's been in the league here for a couple of years. I think he was in the minors, I want to say last year, and then pitched the year before that. So want to report that right now steam is coming in at this very moment on the Boston Red Sox. This one got as high as $1.60, $1.65, but all of a sudden it's down to $1.50. Here comes the money on Boston. Maybe because these bats right now are red hot. Joe Ryan's starting to come back down to earth. Maybe here, obviously he is. So what do you have in this one, Mindy? I want to say Minnesota even got as high as $1.70 here at one point. I see one book, but right now the money's coming in on the Red Sox.
Gotcha. Well, I was not looking for the Red Sox here today. I kind of feel like the Red Sox are kind of running out of pitching here a little bit. I think that might be why they're going with Garza. Might end up maybe a little bit more of a bullpen game is kind of how I go ahead and see it here. But yeah, it's Londo's birthday, 31 today. Happy birthday.
Great.
I like it.
Birthday pick. We have
to find a birthday pick for him. But yeah, I'll be on the Twins today with Joe Ryan, 3.35 ERA. Just need Minnesota's offense to wake up a little bit here. I think they get it done, though, today. I'm taking the Twins.
Yeah, and I would say that Garza is certainly an opener. This is a bullpen game for the Red Sox. Garza's made 12 appearances, his first start of the season. He's got an ERA of, let's see, what is it? 3.46 right now for Garza, but he's the opener. Red Sox have won 6 of 7. We had that one nailed, I think, yesterday, Mindy. I ended up with a premium on what was it? We ended up on the Twins yesterday, and they get it done. I think it was 5-4, actually, in 10 innings. So Red Sox have won 6 of 7. The Twins struggling, but did get that win. So I'm going to come back with you on this one with Garza today. With Ryan here in this one at what?
I was like, who's the Garza that used to pitch for the Cubs? That's a while ago. Is it Matt Garza? Is that who pitched for the Cubs?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that's a long time ago too.
Yeah,
2006-ish or something.
Oh yeah,
But I always liked watching him pitch.
Let's go ahead and take the Twins again in this one. Look, I know a lot of people are hot on these Red Sox, this Red Sox offense right now. Interestingly, the total does seem to be dropping here a little bit. Ryan still just a 3.3 ERA. He's struggled, though, in his last 4 starts with an ERA of 6. And the Twins have won just 5 of their last 17, but we were on them yesterday and got it done, so we'll be back on them here again today. Take the Twins. We're on the Twins, but I think the chat's probably going to be maybe a little bit of a mixed bag there. Here, Boston for Luis. And over for Kevin Graham. Reno's on the Red Sox. Nathan says it's a tarp. Anthony on the run line here with the Red Sox. Andre, Minnesota money line. This one's all over the place. Ziggy's on the Twins and lay the 1.5. Jeremy Bryant, Twins first 5. And let's see here. One more politician says Boston team total over. Steven here today. You'll just stay away. And butterscotch. Yeah, Kevin, how about these hot streaks? Mindy, I think this has kind of been unprecedented right now over the last couple of weeks. How many teams have put together significant winning streaks?
Yeah,
5,
like 5 games
6,
plus.
7,
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 games. Butterscotch here on Boston. But we're going to take Minnesota here together. James Dixon, hello. Thank you, Blake, for keeping us updated. I want to say we got to 123 yesterday. Did anybody see any
Good
more
about
than
that.
that? Hello to Jim here today with his Giants.
Right in time.
All right, we'll take the Twins here, Mindy, again. Come back on them. And we're ready. It's ready for the Padres and the Giants. Blake Snell gets a lot of heat, but boy, he's been hot here going up against Wood, who has decent numbers, but he really is a guy that keeps you in the game. He's up in his 8 starts so far. He's up 6 units. It's been pretty. That's pretty good to me. Padres here are the slight favorite. In fact, they're up to $1.30 now on the road, despite their tumbling here at this point. 8.5 under 20 totals going lower right now.
Yeah, been a little bit on the wrong side of the Padres. I kind of feel like, I should have you go first in this situation. But I'm going to go ahead and go back on the Giants. I'm going to take them on the run line, though. It's about minus 150, minus 160. The Giants have had to come from behind in a lot of these victories. That's why I'm being a little bit cautious going on that run line there here today. Because, again, like you said, Snell's been pretty effective. These pitchers look like they match up really well. 1.46 whip, a 1.44 whip, ERA of 3, ERA of 4. I mean, it's across the board. K rate of 39, K rate of 25. I mean, like, there is a lot of parity here in this pitching matchup. So for me, though, I'm going to go ahead and take the Giants. They get that last at-bat, Ramon. Sometimes that helps a team out there as well.
Yeah, okay, at $1.45, I'll take the Giants with you. Look, Snell has been pretty good, despite the fact that he's down 5.5 units this year. In his last 5 starts, an ERA of 0.6. Padres have gone under in 7 of his last 8 starts, but Padres just can't seem to beat anybody here at this point. In his starts this season, the Padres are 4-10. With Wood, like I said, they're 6-2. The Giants, they've won 10 straight games now. Again, I just talked about those streaks. So I guess that really means we should be taking him on the money line. I don't know, but Snell's been so hot. You mentioned it could be a closer pitching matchup. Wood, 4.2. See that 4.20 ERA? That's good for our chat. Over the last 3 starts, 2-1 in those starts. In his career, a 3.14 ERA in 15 career starts. And Snell, 2.51 ERA in 6 starts against San Francisco. Look at the totals, 8.5. Feels pretty premium-y. I'm going to take the Giants with Mindy here. We'll take them plus a 1.5. When you said it, I looked over and I really expected to see it at like 165 or something, but maybe because the move is coming in on the Padres. $1.45 doesn't feel too icky. Can I say that? Icky?
Yeah, I think you can.
Let's see here. I wonder if Jim's going to be on it with us. Hello to Moneyline here today. Andre's going to take that under. Das Diggity, who are these guys? Good to see you, Daz. Nice to have you. Got new names here today too. Is this maybe words catching? Maybe words spreading about our winning ways right now.
That's right.
Jim's going to take that Giants run line with us and the under. That's exactly where I'm in line with him here in this one. Steven says first 5. Maybe Snell gets off to another good start here. Butterscotch says Padres first 5. Snell with those great numbers. Ziggy going with the under. Darren first 5 under. Bionic will do the run line with us, I believe. Yes. Also, Giants money line for money line. How about that? Jeremy says take the Giants. Interesting there. Butterscotch says Wood struggles in day games.
All right.
Anthony on the Giants. Londo likes the Padres. Fernando says take the Giants. Maybe I could tease Fernando a little bit. A very popular YouTube host keeps calling him Fernando Valenzuela, which does not a terrible thing to be called, certainly.
Right.
But I think Fernando gets a laugh out of that every time. Very, very popular sports host. As love here. Reno says Padres win it, but he's picking a one-run game, basically, I think is what he's saying there. Padres to win by a run. Darren under. Thomas Lewis is channeling Icky Woods here. Kevin Graham says Padres team total over, Thomas on the Giants. And Jim says it will be a one-run game. All right, Mindy, we're going to have some action here despite
That's
this.
right. We're already up to 4 consensus play. Got half of them.
Wow. Pirates and Good Keller going up against the Marlins and Garrett. These two pitchers have been money so far for the most part this year. They're not overwhelming statistically, but when they've been pitching, they produce some victories for their teams despite the Pirates stumbles. Marlins are going one way, Pirates are going another. Marlins here just $1.37. Oh, this one's gone down. It's 7 over 20. Total 7 now.
Yeah, I think it's one of those that might come down to a bullpen game, and that Miami bullpen is way better than this Pirates bullpen right now. Keller, he's had some struggles, 4.4 ERA, but so is Braxton Garrett, right? He's 6.35 on the road. So again, I think it might come down to these later innings. You got the Marlins here with the hotter bats, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and go on the Marlins here today.
Garrett just a 2.11 ERA in his last 7 starts, and Miami clicking. I love this discount, I think, right here for the most part. I feel pretty good about it, actually. I give Keller a real chance. Pirates are 10-5 in his starts this season, but he's come back down to earth. His 3.62 overall ERA is kind of starting to go up. He's has a 5.4 ERA in his last 4 starts. Marlins are 10-3 with Braxton Garrett starting. They've also won 13 of their last 18, and Pittsburgh has lost 12 of their last 14. Steam actually came in on the Marlins, and now it's starting to go back on the Pirates. I thought it would be a public play, but maybe the Sharps will now want to come in on Pittsburgh. I don't know, but who wants Pittsburgh at this point? Maybe someone in the chat will be a little bit contrarian. Here's Jim says lay 1.5 runs, it looks like, in this one. He says Miami by 2. Andre, no run first inning. Brett has his K-prop here. Andre says also go under. Stephen Matthews says take that Marlins team total. Jeremy says he's got a dime on the Marlins today. Thomas on the Marlins. Bionic on the Marlins. This is why it's a consensus. Darren also adds the under. Jim says, though, maybe go over in this one. And now that it's 7, I mean, I already was kind of leaning over. And now that you have it at 7, I get it maybe with these two, but Pat McCart, wow, hello, good to see you. He's a little bit behind in the stream, so he'll see this, but good to have Pat McCart, obviously a new name here. And he says Boston lost a good player, just didn't work here. But I don't know. I think he was one thing that was working, and he felt very reliable. I know that maybe people closer to Boston felt maybe he was supposed to be a bigger star, but in his role, and I don't know, he's not even a role player. He's certainly a very above average player. Boy, here's Luis on Miami, and Fernando will be the man to take the Pirates today. Someone had to.
Right.
And Kevin also pointing out, though, that Keller gave 10 hits to the Giants and 8 to the A's. So he says take the team total over. All right, Mindy, wow. Do we have any premiums left? You already got your premiums. You've got plenty of action today. All right.
So did you agree? I didn't hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I want to take now at this price. I want to
Marlins.
Take Marlins.
I feel like it might be Londo's birthday pick.
Okay. let's do it because it's a decent price. Here, get $1.30 with a team that's won, like I said, 13. Like I said it, I won't, don't want to bore you. 13 of 18, 10-3 with this pitcher starting. Pittsburgh lost 12 of 14 right now. That feels pretty good at $1.30. Sorry for the typo right there in that one. But we'll get it right, show it there so no one gets too confused, and we'll move on to the next game. Take the Marlins.
There we go.
Here with our baseball picks. Mindy will give us the update. Look at this one. I mean, 360 here. Look, I get it. I mean, it's a bullpen game, but it's not like Jose Cuas is some, call up from the minors. I mean, this guy's been with the Royals for years. Mindy, anybody watches this team, knows when it's, Cuas time. So, he has plenty of experience. I mean, sure, the Royals are in a bad way right now, and he's just an opener. We get it. But 360 now all of a sudden? Okay, I get it. McClanahan, Cy Young leading candidate at this point. So how can you attack this one?
How about those Tigers yesterday, Ramon? That's the big story there, right? I mean, this one here might be the mismatch of the century. I mean, I don't know. You got McClanahan here on the mound versus this lowly hitting Royals team. And of course, the Rays have been really, really good at home, 31-8. So for me, I mean, I definitely want to take the Rays at -1.5. I haven't done it yet because it's sitting at like -170, -180. It's one of those, like, I don't know if it's just worth it or not. I do feel like it's kind of a done deal. But for me, I'm just going to go ahead and go under the total. I think the Royals got no chance versus McClanahan here today.
All right, Mindy, take the under here in this one with the Royals. Obviously, you probably have a shutout. I don't know, is what you're calling for here, it feels like, in this one with McClanahan. Yeah, no doubt. 2.29 ERA in his last 3 starts is actually above his season ERA of 2.12, but just means he's ultra consistent. You had the right side. You won the challenge yesterday. I took the Royals, but I did have a premium pick on the over.
Right.
Matchup.
Easy over.
Yeah. So for me, I'm kind of, let's see, 7.5 over 20. I mean, I'm leaning. Yeah, I'll be the one. I'll take the Rays on the run line at the ridiculous price. Maybe minus $1.75. I'll do it. I'll lay it. Maybe I know we're gonna probably see 2.5, 3, and maybe they'll be saying, "Oh, lay 3.5 runs here." I don't know. Yeah, I see the 2.5s already. I'm just sticking to 1.5 because that's what we offer, of course, at the website. But maybe 2.5. Reno says 1.5. Andre Ray's team total over. Jim Pritchett run line. Steven says lay 2.5. Ziggy says lay 2.5. Ron Hahn, lay it. Butterscotch, lay it. Luis, also Anthony, everybody's on the Rays, so I'll take the Rays. Jim says it's going to be 4-1. That would fit the bill between everybody here. Londo likes the under as well with you, Mindy. So does Luis. All right. Yeah, right. I mean, the Rays don't look like some of these good teams that kind of get caught into situations here. The Rays are above that because
they look like they're still having fun whooping up on people. So, it looks like a good crew there that they got. But they just want to take it 2 teams, and I like that mentality.
Tommy's on the Rays today. Hello, Tommy. And Jeremy says it's a tarp, and he's got to see the lineup. Well, I don't know if we got to go that far. I don't know if they're. I mean, I could take a look to see if there's anybody missing from the. Oh, and Tommy. Oh, maybe. Oh, Tommy says. Okay, he might be on the Royals here. I actually think it's. I just feel like what the chat about the the Rays right now. I think the line's probably too high, but I'm just going to give it out as a play on the show here. Yeah. Oh, look what Moneyline says when you see it's higher. Or no, Ziggy said when it's been 2.5s, those teams been getting it. When a book will sometimes list a 2.5 as the regular run line
going out.
Yeah. Arnez here today. Good to see Arnez. Yeah, seeing what the chat has to say here, so heavy on the Rays, and the public betting hasn't really started yet. I'm feeling like get it now. I mean, maybe Mindy, you mentioned. I think probably could be $4. I would maybe by game time. I don't know if they're gonna come back on the Royals at all. The Sharps would have to get involved. Nobody wants them. And here's 3.5 for Butterscotch. Okay, let's get our last game in here. Mindy, the Mariners and the Yankees meeting again tonight. After last night, we had a winner there with Team Steam. I also had my social media play on the over. We took the Yankees on the run line yesterday. Said something looked a little goofy with it. And sure enough, the Yankees did a nice job. So here's Domingo Germán, though, favorite here, $1.15, 7.5 over 25.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Yankees again. Ramon, this Seattle team has had a hard time with Germán. They just haven't been able to score. I don't know what's up with this offense. I also think Wu has done a pretty good job here thus far, and we know that the Yankees are struggling a little bit without Aaron Judge, but I still think the Yankees go ahead and get this one here today.
All right. Mindy says take the Yankees minus $1.15. This total 7.5 over 25 now. I'm not so. I'm going to go over. I think in this game, even though it's in Yankee Stadium, and certainly some of these Yankee games have been rather lower scoring. But Germán 4-2 to the over in his last 6 starts. He does have a 5.52 ERA in his last 3 starts. We know Wu so far been profitable, but he's got a 7 ERA, over 7 ERA so far. I'm giving the Mariners a big chance in this game. That's why I'm going to end up on the over in this one. Steam came in on the under here, but I'm taking this one over tonight. Mariners and Yankees. Maybe the chat seems like the one game where they are not as interested here necessarily. Here's Jim with a K-prop over for Wu. Ziggy is on the Mariners on the run line. That's a big price at nearly probably $2 there. I'm just willing to take the Mariners, but I'm taking the over as my official play here on the show. Jim says take the under as well. Andre, lay the run line with the Yankees. That's a better price at plus $1.60 or 65. I agree, Stephen. I think Wu is certainly better than that 7.3 ERA so far. Yankees an under for Luis. And all right. And we got Kevin will say Seattle on the run line. Londo's on the over with me here in this one. And all right. Mariners here for James Dixon. All right, Mindy, that's a look at Major League Baseball. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions today. We're in action here big time with this 8-game card. All right.
So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.